Jai Shri Krishna. We are moving into Mathura now. The story of Sri Krishna, part 5. Last week we saw that Krishna and the whole Yadava dynasty moved into Vrindavana for the sake of Krishna. In Vrindavana, the weather never drew too hot in summer, nor did the grass become dry. The trees were always full of blossoms, and a gentle breeze blew over the land. In spring, the children would play on the swings, or they would dance like peacocks, quack like ducks, leap over the streams like frogs, or make a ring and try to catch Krishna as he moved between their entwined arms. Even the animals had a special love for Krishna, and the cows always followed wherever he went. Bedecked with garlands made of wild flowers, Krishna would imitate the stately tread of the swans and the cries of birds. Sometimes tired after boxing with his friends, he would rest with his head on a bed of flowers they had made for him. In this way, hiding his identity by the power of his own Maya and assuming the form of a common boy, Krishna, who was in reality the supreme divine, lived in the countryside among the humble rural folk. But whatever he did to perfection, throwing himself heart and soul into the role he was enacting. Many episodes of importance happened during the time in Vrindavan. And we have seen this as stories, Govardhanagiri, all this. When Sri Krishna was 12 years old, Narada Muni reminded Kamsa of Krishna and Balarama living in Vrindavan. He felt that it was high time that Krishna became the king of Mathura. Kamsa decided that the only way to kill the boys was to bring them to Mathura, where he could personally supervise. He summoned the famous wrestlers Mushtika and Chanura and told them that he would arrange a wrestling match. Also, he told the chief of his elephant stable to station the mighty elephant Kuvalayapita at the entrance of the wrestling ground itself. Kamsa declared that let the festival of the great bow of Lord Shiva be ceremonially inaugurated on the 13th lunar day, which is sacred to Shiva, and let all the inhabitants of the villages surrounding Mathura be invited to participate in the festivals. That's how he had invited Krishna and Balarama also. He called Vasudeva's cousin Akrura, who was a great devotee of Vishnu, and bid him to bring Krishna to Mathura. In Vrindavana, the whole village assembled to bid goodbye to Krishna. They never knew that Krishna is not going to return back to Vrindavana. The next day, Krishna, accompanied by Balarama and the other Gopas, proceeded to Mathura. The city gate shone like crystal with shutters lined with gold and ornamental arches. The barns made of copper, moats filled with lotuses, and gardens and parks. The roads were flanked by splendid mansions with beautiful gardens. There were assembly halls and rest houses with gates inlaid with gold and set with gems. The main street was swept and watered, and the markets and courtyards were strewn with flowers, tender shoots, puffed grain and unbroken rice. The entrances of the houses were decorated with plantain trees and festoons of silken scarves and banners. It was as if the city of Mathura had decked herself out to meet her future Lord, Sri Krishna. Krishna and Balarama proceeded to the hall where the great bow of Shiva was kept and worshipped. Many gods had been posted at the entrance. Naturally, the gods did not expect anyone to force their way in. Krishna walked into the hall and the gods shouted, "Stop, stop, no one is allowed to touch the bow." Ignoring that, Krishna lifted the bow with ease and bent it so that it broke in the middle, as easily as an elephant breaking a sugarcane stalk. The terrific sound of the breaking of the bow filled the sky and all the quarters. The whole city trembled with fear, and Kamsa felt terror shoot through his heart. He realized that his death was near. After this incident, he could never remain quiet for a moment. He could neither stand nor sit. Everywhere he saw his enemy Vishnu, on the chair, on the bed, under it, and in every nook and corner. Sleeping and waking, Kamsa had been continuously thinking of Vishnu for the past 20 years. He always thought of Vishnu. Kamsa was in his previous birth a demon called Kalanemi, who was slain by God Vishnu. He is the son of Virochana and the grandson of Hiranyakashipu. He is slain by Vishnu in the Tarakamaya war, in which he was the commander in his previous birth. We will see the further to this story in the next episode. Please subscribe to my channel, Jayanthi's 5 Minute Stories.